This conversation is powered by Google Illuminate. Check out illuminate.google.com for more. Ever tried to perfectly match a simulated trajectory to a real-life video? Sounds tricky, right? We're diving into a project that does just that.
It's a fun challenge, yeah. Getting those virtual and real-world movements to sync up is pretty cool.
Called Video Throw, and it uses a video of a ball toss. Tiny neat, huh?
The goal is to adjust parameters in a simulation to match the ball's path in the video. Simple enough, right?
Sounds simple, but I bet there are some interesting challenges involved. I'm curious to hear about them. So tell me about this simulation. What are we actually looking at?
It's a physics simulation showing the trajectory of a ball. You can adjust things like initial position, velocity, and gravity. It's pretty straightforward.
And the video acts as a kind of benchmark, right? Like a comparison point?
Exactly. You're trying to make the simulated ball follow the same path as the real ball in the video. It's a fun little project.
What kind of parameters are we talking about tweaking? Lots of variables.
Initial X and Y positions, initial X and Y velocities, and the gravitational acceleration. Small changes can make a big difference. It's quite sensitive.
So it's a bit of a trial and error process, a lot of guesswork?
Definitely some trial and error, yeah. But also a good understanding of physics helps a lot. It's not just random guessing.
What's the tech behind this? Is it some super advanced AI, something really complex?
Not really AI, more like a classic physics simulation. It solves the equations of motion step by step. Pretty basic, actually.
So it's calculating the ball's position at each moment based on the initial conditions and gravity? That makes sense.
But cycling. It's a pretty straightforward approach, but effective. Simple, but effective.
Who are the brains behind this Video Throw project? A big team?
It's a collaborative effort by Francisco Esquembre, Felix J. Garcia Clemente, and Lekang, a team of 3.
A team effort, huh? That makes sense for a project like this. Collaboration is key. And what about licensing? Is this something anyone can use? Open source?
Yes, it's released under license, though the specifics aren't detailed in the snippet we have. It's likely open source, I guess.
This seems like a great tool for education. How could it be used in a classroom? Lots of potential.
It's perfect for illustrating projectile motion. Students can experiment with the parameters and see how they affect the trajectory. Very hands-on.
A hands-on way to learn about physics concepts. Much better than just reading a textbook. The text mentions EJS. What's that, some kind of software?
That's likely Easy Java Simulations, a platform for creating interactive physics simulations, a common tool.
And where can people find this Video Throw simulation? Online, I assume?
It's hosted on iwanttostudy.org, a website with lots of educational resources. A great resource.
We also see some HTTP headers in the provided text. What's the significance of those? Technical stuff?
Those are standard headers that web servers send with every response. They contain information about the server, the content, and caching. Standard web stuff.
So basically, technical details about how the website delivers the simulation. Makes sense. Is there anything else interesting about this project that we haven't touched on? Anything else cool?
The fact that it combines a real-world video with the simulation is pretty unique. It bridges the gap between theory and practice. A nice touch.
A nice blend of the real and the virtual. Very clever. The second text snippet shows a different website, also with physics simulations. Another resource?
Yes, it seems to be a broader educational resource site with many more simulations and learning materials. A bigger collection.
It's interesting to see how these resources are organized and presented. Different approaches. Both websites seem to share a common goal, providing interactive physics simulations for education. But how do they differ? Any key differences?
One focuses specifically on this one simulation, while the other is a larger repository of educational resources. One is focused, the other is broader.
A focused approach versus a broader platform. Makes sense. So Video Throw is a neat little project that effectively uses a video to make learning physics more engaging. A great tool.
It's a great example of how simulations can enhance understanding of complex concepts. Very useful.
That was a great discussion. Thanks for sharing your insights. I learned a lot.